The Alldus podcast is brought to you by Alldus International, supplying your expert AI and digital transformation staffing needs across the US and Europe. Today, you are listening to our ServiceNow series, where we interview the best and brightest of the industry to share their story, advice, and views on the exciting world of ServiceNow and digital transformation.
You're listening to the Alldus podcast ServiceNow series. Our guest today is Alexander Vershinskiy. Alexander is the ServiceNow Practice Lead of the Americas for Calitii. Alexander, welcome to the show.
Hi, John. Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, we're delighted to have you. So, Alexander, let's start with yourself, please, as we do with all of our guests. Could you give us a little bit of an overview of your background in technology, from where you got started, some of the roles you've held along the way, and what's led you to where you are today as the ServiceNow Practice Lead for the Americas at Calitii?
I started my career in ITSM as a consultant back in 2009. Over the years, I had a privilege to work in a variety of industries, government, financial institutions, and even pharma. What's always fascinated me about this field is how it blends IT with the business. It's kind of not just about coding or technology. It's about understanding the organization and its internal processes and how IT support and help transform those business areas. That was pretty cool from my perspective. And back in 2012, I joined a large financial institution. And that move brought me to North Carolina, where I had an opportunity to lead a significant project transitioning the organization from legacy systems like Remedy. And back in those days, we had the on-prem ServiceNow solution. So we merged these two and transitioned that to the ServiceNow cloud. That project was a huge success, and I learned a great deal from people, from technical challenges. And that's where actually I met a lot of people who I work with at Calitii right now. After the project wrapped up, I decided to explore new opportunities, and I took a role as a platform owner that allowed me to make key decisions about the platform myself, and also it allowed me to build a team. But over the time, I realized that consulting is my passion. And so when the opportunity with Calitii came up, I didn't hesitate. I really want to join those people.
I know that's something you mentioned to me when we were speaking a few weeks ago, was you had interactions with the leadership at Calitii prior to joining, and there was an appeal to the way the business worked and the individuals. Talk to us about that transition. First of all, before doing so, tell us all about Calitii, who you are, what you do, mission of the business, and then talk about what brought you into the role of the ServiceNow Practice Leads for the Americas.
At Calitii, we're focused on delivering high-impact enterprise-scale solutions in highly regulated markets, particularly finance, insurance, or pharma. And Calitii is a very young company. And in November 2023, we signed our first contract. And fast forward to these days, we have now more than 10 clients and more than 100 people across Europe and US. I guess what sets us apart from other consulting firms, integrators, is our focus on outcomes, because every client that we work with is undergoing a significant transformation journey through highly regulated environment, and we help them to tailor their approach and we help them to meet their specific needs.
So, Alexander, you mentioned that you were drawn to working with Calitii because of the interactions you've had with the leadership. And in your explanation there, you talked about the business is relatively young still, but it's experienced quite rapid growth in its first year. Can you give us a little bit more detail of the ServiceNow practice as a whole and how your function in the Americas works in a collaborative manner with the team in the EMEA region?
Basically, we try to work as close as possible. We support each other. We share the knowledge despite having this large time zone gap. And the approach we do here is very similar the approach we have in Europe. When customer asks us to help them with their journey, we usually try to understand the key issues the customer facing and the key goals customer try to achieve. We try to build the team of, on average, 15, 30 people, depending on the customer size. And that squad brings together a pretty broad set of skills, from development to architecture and governance. Basically, that's how we roll. From there, that team can handle all the customers' needs, and we guide them quite a lot because of the knowledge that we have.
Alexander, obviously the journey of Calitii thus far has been building out the European region, which is where the company is headquartered, and that's been going tremendously well. Part of what it brought you in is to build out a similar business function in the US region. So since joining, you've been spending the majority of your time building out the team. Can you talk to us about that journey? What have you been doing? What's important to you when building out a team, and the types of positions that you've been bringing in to build out your US practice?
So the most important part, I think, is to find the right people, because here at Calitii, we're not just looking to scale rapidly. Quality remains our top priority. And that's why we've been so selective in our hiring and bringing people that we know and trust with the deep knowledge of the platform and various expertise. So that's the main challenge for me, as I came from the customer side of the business, and I don't have that large network of connections with consultants. All right. So I learn a lot, I talk to people, and we collaborate with Europe office tremendously, because I share with them some candidates whom I know. They share with me the people who they know. And I'm trying to build the team here based on the feedback, based on the, not just experience, but based on the recommendations that we receive from our colleagues, from our partners, from our clients. That probably take the most of my time. And probably the other complex part of this side is the huge demand in US for ServiceNow experts, because the platform is growing, industry is booming. Despite focus on AI, everybody need a knowledgeable person whom they can trust, knowledgeable partner they can trust. We don't want to lose that trust. That's why we carefully building the practice. We selecting the people whom we know we can work with and whom we can trust.
You are listening to the Alldus podcast. When you're looking to scale your team, or if you are interested in showcasing your company in a future episode, reach out today. Or if you're in the market for a new role, visit our website to view open positions, www.alldus.com.
Alexander, in your introduction, you talked about how your early interactions with some of the leadership at Calitii was part of the reason why you wanted to join the business, and you are now building out the ServiceNow practice for the Americas. You're early in your journey of building out the US function, but you spoke just there about the importance of hiring the right people to maintain trust and being very selective. When you find someone that you think is a good fit for Calitii, what is it that you tell them about Calitii that gets them excited enough to join you guys over some of the other great companies also trying to hire? What do you tell the candidates about the environment, the mission, the culture that makes them want to join Calitii over another partner or another consultancy who are also growing in this space?
Thank you for this question. I believe that people might want to join Calitii because our focus is on providing the meaningful impact and the quality for our customers. We're the place where individuals can truly see the difference their work makes. And as I mentioned before, our projects are very complex, very large, challenging, tied to that scale digital transformation, right, in a highly regulated industries. For those who thrive solving difficult problems and working on something that has real business outcomes, I believe Calitii is the right place to be. On top of it, as I said, we have very strong culture of collaboration, continuous learning. We bring people based on their recommendations, based on their experience, and that creates a very close-knit, supportive environment where people know they can rely on one another. And we also offer opportunities to grow and scale with the company as well, which is exciting, I think, for those who are looking to advance their careers. In addition to all of that, everyone who joins us is an expert. And with that expertise, they bring their knowledge to the team, and that widens their own vision from development to architecture and governance, because they share their knowledge, their peers, partners share the knowledge with them. That attracts me most about Calitii, I think, how people really work together, how we collaborate.
Final question from me. Obviously, the goal for Calitii in the US is to build a practice of similar level of success to the one you've already established in Europe, and then have both regions to grow from there. When we have you back on the show in 1 or 2 years from now, where do you see the US ServiceNow practice being in terms of customer size and growth and number of people? Where do you hope to build your function of the business to?
So it will grow and probably become bigger than our practice in UK, because US market is one of the biggest of the ServiceNow and the largest institution here in US. Plus, I'm in charge not just of North America region, South America as well, brings a lot to the plate. I expect tremendous growth for Calitii Americas in the upcoming year. We have upcoming contracts, already have active contracts with organizations from US.
Alexander, thank you so much for coming on today and talking to us. It's been a pleasure to hear your story. I know we've been talking about doing this for quite some time now. I'm glad we finally got you on the show. We do intend to have your counterparts from the European region on also, so we can get a complete picture of Calitii and its rapid growth. But most importantly, getting you to talk about the opportunity that exists within Calitii in the Americas region is tremendous, lots of growth, and we look forward to seeing what you and your team can accomplish in the year ahead. So we wish you and everyone at Calitii the very best of luck, and again, look forward to having you back on the show in the near future.
Thank you, John. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Alldus podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and any Android podcast of choice. You can also head over to our website, www.alldus.com, to listen to more podcasts, view our open roles, and stay up to date with industry news. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more great episodes coming very soon.